Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley. Today I'm here to talk about my December wrap up. It is actually New Year's Eve. It is like 6 o'clock in the evening here. Obviously I don't have any plans or I wouldn't be sitting here recording YouTube videos, but anyway, we don't have any plans. My husband's actually at work. He's closing and so he'll be home, I don't know, later tonight. And so I will get my smooch for New Year, you know, bring in the New Year and everything. But anyway, so I am here to talk about the books that I read in December. Kind of like a brain fart there. Okay, so anyway, the first book that I read or finished, I actually did most of this reading in November, like at the end of November. But I finished it on December 1st, so I'm including it in this one. But A Court of Thorns and Roses, I rated this 4 stars. It wasn't quite like a 5-star for me. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, I couldn't put it down, but it was extremely good. I really enjoyed it. And basically just wanted to move on and read the rest of the series, right? Because that's what you do when you start a series or whatever. But anyway, my book club was doing I was participating in this TBR challenge. It was a team TBR challenge. So it wasn't just like me, like, okay, I'll just, kind of brush it off or whatever kind of thing. I didn't want to let my team down because, they keep track of points and everything. So I set the series aside and decided that I was going to finish my prompts and stuff for this TBR challenge before I went back to it. So after that, I read Forever Wild, which is the 3rd book in that Wild series, which is Jonah and Call's story, which I absolutely love. I rated all 3 of them 5, so I rated this one 5 stars as well. And this was like a little novella, and it took place at Christmas time, and it was super, super cute. And super vibes for like Christmas time, like winter and everything. So yeah, anyway, it was just kind of like a wrap up to their story, which is kind of sad because like it's ending. But anyway, it was super cute and I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. So if you haven't read that series, you really should. After that, I read The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. So this is like a historical fiction, maybe a little bit sci-fi because it has like time travel in it. I'm not usually a big fan of either historical fiction or science fiction. I don't like time travel because generally speaking, time travel confuses the holy crap out of me. So anyway, this one was like really simple. They explained it and it's like mathematical type of thing. And so, I mean, not that I understand mathematics, but they kept it simple. They didn't like go into detail. And then the actual time travel that took place in it was easy to follow. Like it wasn't like super all over the place. So yeah, anyway, I guess basically it's about a woman in 1970, and she finds out that she's pregnant, and then her husband passes away like right after she finds out she's pregnant. And so it's basically about how she finds out that there's something wrong with her baby and they can't do anything about it in 1970. So of course her brother-in-law feels terrible about this, that she's losing this, and he decides to let her know that he's from 2018, but he's not actually even from 1970, that he can time travel. And so he says, I can send you back to 2001, and I can figure out everything and send you back, and you can, have this surgery and hopefully save your baby. And so, yeah, it's basically about like, the links that a parent will go through in order to save their baby and to save the last piece of her husband that she has. And, of course, things get kind of crazy. But anyway, I rated it 5 stars. It was a recommendation from a team leader or someone from my book club. But anyway, I really loved it and absolutely recommend it. If you have not read it yet, you should pick it up. Okay, after that, I read In the Holidays by Christina Lauren. So I'm going to sit here and tell you that I don't like time travel and then talk about 2 different time travel books. That makes sense, right? Anyway, so of course everyone I'm sure has heard about this one because it is all over the place. It just came out, right before Christmas. It's perfect for this time of year, and it's basically like a Groundhog Day kind of thing. And she repeats the same day a few times. And yeah, so I think the thing that I liked most about this, I rated it 4 stars. The thing that I liked the most about it was actually the supporting characters. They were just really quirky and fun and supportive, and yeah, they really just, I think, made the book, in my opinion. Okay, after that, I read Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I rated this one 3 stars. I don't think I'm really a Jane Austen person. I think I rated all of her stuff 3 stars. But anyway, this one was really short. It's only like just over 200 pages. So it was like super, super short. I read it in like a day. The problem that I have with it is, well, first of all, the problems and conflict that were in this were just silly. They were just like stupid things for them to be like upset about and everything. Which I guess, I mean, you know, in the time period, maybe that's just the way things were. Also, the thing that I had is it's literally called Northanger Abbey. And the synopsis is about how she gets this like opportunity to go to Northanger Abbey and like live and hang out with this prominent family. And that doesn't even happen until like, I don't know, 60-70% through the book. Like it takes forever for that part to actually happen. So I don't know. Anyway, not really my thing, but whatever. After that, I read a graphic novel, A Quiet Girl in a Noisy World by Debbie Tung. This is super cute, so it's like, you know, like adorable. And it's basically about like an introvert and how she marries an extrovert and how she basically like deals with like social, you know, social outings and stuff like that. I wouldn't really say that I'm an introvert. Like, I don't know if there's like something that's like an introvert and an extrovert, because I'm not really either one. I just go back and forth, but a lot of the stuff in here is like that she talks about, the situations are super relatable and stuff that I agree with 100,000%. Anyway, so she has some other ones. Hopefully I can get those from my library too and check those out. Okay, after that I read Verity by Colleen Hoover. 5-star read. I can't even I'm like, I just like don't even know where to start. So basically like the very first like sentence paragraph was like, what holy crap, what's happening? And basically it just continues on like that for the rest of the book. And then like you know, she's like wrapping it up and you think you know what's happening, and then she throws something else in there at the end and you're like, what? So anyway, this was my first Colleen Hoover book and I absolutely loved it. And I know it's a lot different from her other stuff is what I've heard, and that's fine. But I own a couple of her other books, I think, and I definitely plan on reading more because I was very impressed by this one. After that, I read Mistletoe and Mr. Wright by Sarah Morgenthaler. And this is the sequel to Tourist Attraction, which the Tourist Attraction was really good. This one, I only rated 3 stars. I don't know. I just didn't connect to the characters the same way I did with the first ones. And then it had like this whole like Christmas moose thing going on, and it was just silly and weird. I don't know. I just didn't really get it. So I am going to read the next book. I think the next one comes out in January, and I think I have a copy of it from NetGalley. But, I don't know. I just wasn't really digging it, and that's okay. It happens. After that, I read In Pursuit of Happiness by Freya Kennedy. And this was a NetGalley read that I had. Basically, it's about a girl who's, like, in her, like, I don't know, late 20s or early 30s, I think. And it's basically, like, she kind of wakes up one day and she's like, what am I doing with my life? So I guess you could say it's kind of like a midlife crisis, except for that's not really midlife. But, you know, so basically she just realizes that she's not, like, she's not pursuing her dreams. She's not like going anywhere in life. And she's like, what, you know, I need to step it up. I think the part that I liked most about this one, which I think I just talked about that in the holidays one, but it was the supporting characters that really kind of made this book for me. So I rated it 4 stars. But yeah, I think, I mean, the main characters were fine and I had no problem with them, but it was actually the supporting characters that I think made the book. So like she has like a younger sister who's like adopted and she's like 6 years old, and she was just super cute and funny and like super serious though. And like there was this older man who owned like a convenience store, I think, and he was just like super grumpy and funny and had no problem like telling it how it was. So I don't know, I just think that those characters kind of made that book. And then, okay, after that I read The Christmas Swap by Melody Carlson, which is like a little Christmas novella. I rated it 3 stars. I don't know. This one was really lacking for me. It was very, very rushed, which I know happens sometimes in novellas, but like literally the end was like word vomit. Like everything happened so fast, and I didn't really care for that. I think I could have dealt with that if I didn't already kind of hate the book just because of the other characters. So this one, the supporting characters did not make the book. They were awful. So basically, this girl goes with her best friend and her family on vacation for Christmas. And this best friend and her mom are the snootiest, most annoying, rude, stuck up, awful people ever that I've ever read in a book. I don't think I've ever hated characters as much as I hate these people. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not, like, turned off by this book, you know, not to read any other books by this author, but, like, I think I would. Anyway, I just didn't care for this book, but, okay, after that, I read The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. So, this one, it gets amazing reviews. Like, I feel like 5 stars across the board. Everyone loves it. It's winning awards now at the end of the year, like won a Goodreads Choice Award, and I think it might have won like Book of the Year or something. I think my mom told me that. She's the one who gave me this book, and she liked it, and yeah, so I had to tell her that I hated it. I rated this one 2 stars, which I feel so weird and silly, and like maybe I missed something, because why is everyone else rating it 5 stars and I'm rating it 2? It's just kind of weird, and usually that doesn't happen to me. So it's basically about like 2 sisters, and they grow up in this like little south, little town in the south, and basically they're light enough that they can pass for white. And they like leave this town together, and then at some point they separate, and one of them ends up passing as white, and one of them ends up back in this small town in the south that they grew up in. And they have kids, they move on with their lives and everything. And so it's like telling the different perspectives of them and like their life growing up and the things that they experienced there. And then after they split, and kind of how it goes after that, and as they become adults and have kids and everything. And I was just like waiting for the drama or something to happen. It was so boring. And I felt that the like different perspectives were really confusing a lot of times. They just didn't have a very good transition in between them, and it wasn't like following a timeline with different people. It just jumped back and forth in time and stuff too. And so I don't know. So like I said, I don't know if I just missed something or I didn't get it. Maybe it was like over my head or something, but I didn't care for this book at all. Anyway, if you've read it, I would really love to know your thoughts. Tell me, do you agree with me? What did I miss? If you did like it, I think that everyone should read it, because obviously it gets amazing reviews. And I don't know, everyone loves it. It's winning awards, so I don't know. I didn't get it, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens, I guess. Okay, after that, I read Caged by Lorelei James. So I had to read the book that had been on my TBR the longest, and this was it. It had been on my TBR for like 2 years. So it is the 4th book in a series. And I read the first 2 books and loved them. They were like really good. It's like basically centered around this martial arts studio. And so like the first 1 or 2 is about like the guy who owns it. Which is kind of weird. His name is Ronan, which is my dog's name, so that's a little bit weird. But anyway, so I don't know. I hit the 3rd book and didn't like it. I ended up DNFing that one, and I just had a hard time after that, like getting back into it. And so it's been like a year or 2 years, something like that. I don't really know the exact timeline, and I'm kind of jumping back into this one, and I just didn't care about it. I didn't care about the characters. Their whole, like, when you read a romance and there's like this whole like kind of blow up thing, like some kind of miscommunication or something that happens that makes them like, kind of break up, and, it's like devastating and everything. And that happened, but the book continued on for like ever after that. Where generally speaking, it kind of wraps up after that, and it's about them like, they get back together, and then it's about like, oh, blah, 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 and then like maybe a prologue about what happens after that. This one just went on forever after that. It was like about his MMA career, and I don't know, it just went on way too long. I did not care about his MMA career. I'm not really sure if I was supposed to. Maybe, I don't know, maybe skipping the 1 book and all the time in between them made me not, I don't know, maybe I just missed the connection, because of that difference. So anyway, I rated it like 3 stars. It just wasn't really for me. And that's okay. I have some other books by her. She's a really like well-rated, good erotic romance writer. And so I'm pretty sure that the stuff is good. I really enjoyed the first 2 books. So obviously I know she can write a good book. So I'll read them. It's fine. So anyway, that was all the books that I read for that challenge. And so I read all of those and got them out of the way and then jumped right back into this series. So I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and this book was a 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. It's like, I don't really want to like give a bunch of stuff away, but like, and I mean, most people actually probably know about it, but basically she's like finding herself, and she's finding true love, and she's like learning things about herself and this fairy world, and there's like war, and there's action, and there's, drama, and like all this stuff. And so it was just freaking amazing. So I am actually reading. I have started this one, but I just started it and I'm only like 13% through. So like I'm not going to finish it before December is over. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and film this, because I'm not going to finish this. I checked out the like audiobook to go with it, and it's like 25 hours long, which is pretty long for a book. It's like 700 pages. Like it's it's a big one. So anyway, yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to get that finished. Obviously, it's like 6 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and I'm like filming YouTube videos, so obviously I'm not gonna get to it because I don't have 20 hours before now and, you know, January to read it. So anyway, and I do have the like little novella afterwards, like A Court of Frost and Starlight, I think is what it is. And so I'll probably go ahead and finish both those, and those will be my first 2 books for January, and then we'll move on from there. So anyway, I don't think I talked about my shelves, so I reorganized my shelves today. My fish is hanging out in here. So basically, before I had this shelf was like everything that I had read, and then I had everything that, you know, like TBR shelf over here. So I kind of had them like separated, which is cool. I liked it that way, but I just don't feel like that it utilized my space as well as it could. So I only had the 2 shelves, and then this is like a 3 one, but it doesn't like, the shelves are really short, so you can't fit like a hardback book on it. I don't know, it's like really awkward. So basically what I did is I went through all the books that I had read, and I moved down here, like the bottom 2 shelves are books that I'm planning on unhauling, or, you know, so I'm gonna swap, which I've already started swapping some of them for other books with people, and then the rest of them, if I can't swap them, I'll donate them somewhere. So yeah, so that's what these are. And then the 3 shelves here and top shelves on that one, and then this whole shelf are books that I have read. So these are books that I did that all wrong. I'm confusing myself. So the top 3 shelves and this whole shelf are books that I have not read. And so I kind of like separated them out, and I don't know. I don't really know if I like the way that I organize it well. I think I want to switch like the bottom shelves over here, because I started over here. They're alphabetized by author's last name, and I started with like A over here and then like went down and then over here. So it's kind of awkward because of this break over here. This shelf here is books that I have read, but I'm hanging on to for now, whether it's, maybe I want to reread it, or it's a signed book, or it's a series that I'm still reading and I just don't want to get rid of them yet. And some classics and stuff like that that I like. So, anyway, I narrowed all those down to that shelf, and then just kind of organized and, you know, separate everything. I do want to go through these books that I've kept that are on my TBR and go through them at some point, because I feel like if they've been on there for a super long time and I haven't read them, there's not really any point in keeping them, because I'm probably not going to read them, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, that is what I've got going on here. I did my December wrap up and kind of talked about the shelves that I reorganized. There's kind of some like, I have all these books that are out right now, so they're not on there. But anyway, so yeah, Happy New Year to everyone, because, you know, we're counting down now. We're getting to the last few hours of the year. Super exciting. I am hoping that I can grow this channel a little bit, you know, kind of get it rolling a little bit. I just started it, so I need to kind of experiment. Like, it's kind of given, like, you're going to do the TBR and the wrap-ups and, like, the book hauls and stuff like that. And so those are, like, given, but I kind of need to, like, experiment with what I want to do, like, in between those. Like, if I want to try to do some, like, reading vlogs or, I don't know, like, fun stuff like that. So we'll see what happens going into this year where I kind of take this channel and everything, but I'm just really excited. And, you know, thanks for watching. I appreciate that. And if you have any ideas for videos that you want to see in the future, let me know. Comment down below. What are you looking forward to? What are some of your favorite videos that you watch on other, you know, booktube channels and stuff like that? But anyway, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope this year is amazing for you. Bye.